Okay, that's enough of that. 10 seconds into this video, I've already made a fool out of myself. How about that? How's it going, everyone? Angus Young from ACDC, aka ND Sean 45, coming at you. Happy Halloween, everyone. Even though Halloween might technically be over by the time this video finishes uploading, I don't care. I wanted to have some fun in this video for Halloween, hence the Angus Young from ACDC costume. Really wish I could learn how to play guitar, though. Maybe one of these days I will, who knows. But look, to all the people who are laughing and jeering at me right now and thinking, man, that guy's a complete lunatic. He's in his mid-20s and he dresses up for Halloween. What a fool. Well, listen, people. Just because you're in your mid-20s doesn't mean that you have to stop using your imagination and having some fun. You guys should try it. But anyway, enough of that. We have plenty to talk about in this video. Now, first off, I want to let all of you know that the Ireland video is finally finished. It is in the process of being viewed by Jerry right now because I made a promise to him that I was going to let him have the first view since, you know, it was him that hosted me while I was over there, and, you know, he's my good friend overseas, so it's only fitting that he gets the first view, which I'm sure you guys can understand that. But as soon as he gives me the okay, I'm going to make that video available for all of you to view. And just to give you guys a heads up, like I said in past videos as I was working on the video, it will indeed be a long one. After all the editing and, you know, putting the finishing touches on it, it turned into an hour-and-a-half long video. So I know that seems like a lot of time to devote to just one single YouTube video, but I ask that you guys please give it a chance. You know, myself personally, I thought it turned out really well for, you know, for what it was, and I think you guys might actually enjoy it because there is a lot of interesting footage in there and a lot of cool other things too, and, you know, pictures and whatnot. So, you know, hour and a half, I know how that sounds, but just all I ask is that you give it a chance. I think you guys might really enjoy it. So get the popcorn ready. But anyway, on to this week's game. Now, of course, as we all know, the Irish are fresh off their huge victory over the Oklahoma Sooners. But this week we have another tough task ahead of us, the Pittsburgh Panthers. Now, I know some of you are probably laughing right now, thinking, oh, come on, Sean, it's Pitt. What do you mean a tough challenge ahead of us? Well, hear me out. The biggest mistake right now that Notre Dame football team, or us Irish fans, could do is overlook these next 3 games in the Southern Cal. Okay? Because right now, we are in the driver's seat. We have a lot of momentum going for us. Number 3 in the BCS rankings. We pretty much control our own destiny in the national championship game picture. So, you don't think that any of those 3 teams, Pittsburgh, Boston College, Wake Forest, you don't think that they're not going to bring their best game against us and try to spoil our fun? They're going to try to do exactly that. So, as I've been saying all season long, with this schedule, we have to treat every team like we're playing for the national championship, because in a sense we are. But, so anyway, breaking down the Pitt Panthers, don't let their record fool you. They're 4-4 on the season, but this is a team that has its fair share of talent on it. And, of course, they're led by some familiar faces that we've seen in the past few years. Quarterback Tino Sunseri being one. Judging by his numbers, he's had a pretty decent season for the most part. 2,200 yards passing, 13 touchdowns, and only 2 interceptions. So his numbers have been looking pretty good. Out of the backfield, you have running backs Ray Graham and Russell Shell. I hope I pronounced his name right. But I believe between the 2 of them, they have, I think, about 1,000 yards and I think 11 touchdowns between the 2 of them. And as far as their receiving corps goes, the 2 main guys there are Mike Shanahan and Devin Street. 2 very talented wide receivers, and similar numbers between them, just like their running back core of Graham and Shell. You know, about 1,200 yards, I think, between the 2 of them, and about 10 or 11 touchdowns. So this is a team that can definitely put up some offense without a doubt. But however, my key to this game, that I think, well, at least in my opinion, the key to this game is going to be our offense, like going up against their defense and how we attack their defense. Now, defensively, I'm not worried about how we stack up against their offense. You know, we've proven so far all year long that our defense is the real deal, so that needs no explanation. But how our offense attacks their defense is the big key, because last year, if you guys recall, we had a lot of trouble getting anything going. I mean, we won the game, but the final score was 15-12, if that gives you any indication. This is a team that, in recent times that we played, they have thrown a lot of different defensive schemes at us. They'll drop a lot of guys back to confuse the quarterback, and so they've played pretty good defense against us, and they've kept us in check. But two key elements that make the big difference this year than over last year is, one, we have Everett Golson under center, dual threat quarterback. Okay, last year we didn't have that when Tommy Reese was under center because he can't run very well. But also another thing that I happen to notice is Pittsburgh, they have been plagued with injury on their defense. I believe they lost a star linebacker and a couple of either I think at one corner and one safety, I believe, but I could be wrong. But I know for a fact that they have been a little dismantled by injury on their defense. So that's going to be the big difference, I think, is their defense, I think, will have a lot of trouble against our offense because we have a lot more strategies to work with here than we did last year, because we have a quarterback that can run and throw compared to Tommy Reese last year. So I think that's going to be the big key to this game, is how we, that element alone of Everett Golson being the starting quarterback who can do more than Tommy Reese can. So with that, I just think we really need to keep hitting it hard with the run game, stay efficient with our passing. I mean, last week against Oklahoma, that was brilliant. A brilliant all-around performance by our offense. We did very well. So, given all those facts that I just pointed out, I see no reason why we can't win this game big. I'm going to say by 3 touchdowns, because I think we're peaking at the right time, and we're going to be a force with a lot of teams to reckon with, So, final score prediction, I'm going to say Notre Dame 35, Pittsburgh 10. That's my final score prediction for this game, and I'm sticking with it. So with that, guys, I'm going to end this video with some pictures that my buddy Brandon sent me from when he was at the game last week in Norman. And the last thing that I have to say is to all the Notre Dame fans out there, for those of you about to cheer for a Notre Dame victory this Saturday, I salute you. Go Irish.